scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back with another sketch challenge with Hannah. We're sorry that this one is a couple days late. She needed a couple extra days to get her layout done, just like I did a couple weeks ago. We kind of switched places there, but we have it up now, and you would have seen the sketch that we were using just before I started the video. And I really liked this sketch. I had these two photos of my husband, and these are from Father's Day back in 2008. And so I just wanted to get these scrapped. So I had this collection from My Mind's Eye, and it's called On the Bright Side. And I absolutely love this collection. I don't have very much in the way of 12 by 12 papers, so I pulled out a brown piece of paper from my stash. I think this is actually one of the papers that Carla from SNL sent me. SNL is a scrapbooking design team on YouTube, and oh, and then I showed you, so my dog was on the ground chewing on a soft chewy toy, and he chewed it apart. And so there was like a piece kind of in front of him. So I just had to show you that that's what he was doing while I was scrapbooking. But anyway, so here I'm just using this 6x6 pad as well as the 8.5 by 11 pad, which I have never really seen 8.5 by 11 pads, paper pads before. I thought it was really interesting that that's what I found at Michael's of this collection. So I bought that, and I probably bought this like a year and a half to 2 years ago, and I haven't really used it a whole lot. So I really wanted to use it. I really love this collection. It's really pretty and very, it's boyish to me. It's kind of boyish. And so since I was scrapbooking pictures of my husband, I decided that this was the collection I was going to use. And here I'm trying to decide what papers I want to layer behind the photo. And I'm going to fuss with this for a while. Here is where I decide, okay, instead of doing a frame, because the sketch, I think it has a frame over the pictures, I'm just going to mat my photos on some papers and just leave a bunch at the bottom so that it looks like a frame. And then here I also had these paper clips sitting in my stash, and it said wow, and so I thought that was perfect because my husband's face, it looks like he's like, what, you know, like, and he probably is saying what. So so I just thought that that paper clip was perfect, and I believe that's from Lawn Fawn. Let me see if I can find it now. I have way too many embellishments here in front of me on my desk. I should go through them and pull some out. I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it, but yeah. So now I'm just going to start matting the photos and finalizing the layers that I want to do behind the photo. I'm not too sure where I went here. So now I am going to start gluing down my photos and putting on that paper clip. I'm sorry if you can hear that noise. My dog is in here with me and chewing on his rope. So, and also my neighbor is pulling her garbage can up from the curb, of course, because all these things need to happen at the time that I'm recording. So now I'm just finalizing where I want to place my layers and which papers I want to use. I only had one of those that wood grain papers, and it was a 6x6. So I was looking through the 8.5 by 11 pad so that I could find something to mat the second photo on, and I found that wood grain, but I didn't really like it. It stood out too much compared to the other one, and so I had this kind of off-whitish beige pattern. It has florals on it, and that one was already cut to the right size, so I just decided to use that. And here I'm just messing with the placement. Now I'm going to look through it came with a punch out sheet of not, it's like a cut apart, but they're already like punched out. So it had a bunch of labels and phrase stickers and things like that, and journaling spots. So I'm going to use quite a bit of that sheet up. I just had punched them all out and put them in a bag with the rest of the collection. So here I had cut out a corrugated craft butterfly from my silhouette, and so I'm going to put that on that journaling, the scallop circle journaling tag. And I also had some circles that I had cut out with this collection, and so I'm going to glue down those hearts. The butterfly had a sticky back, and I wanted to make sure that I remember to take the sticky back off, but I didn't want it to actually stick down yet. So, oh, I guess I did. So I don't know what the point of taking the sticky back off was. And then here I'm going to pop up the wings on some 3-dimensional tape that I just got at Michael's. I believe it's just the Recollections brand. So I'm just going to put one behind each one of the wings. And yeah, that cluster is done. I did decide to do my my date stamp down there. So this was June 15th. So I just wrote June 15th with my Project Life rotary date stamp. And now I am going to start gluing down all of these layers. Oh my goodness, my phone is going crazy. I hope you guys can't hear that. I'm a part of a craft group on Twitter, which I didn't even know you could have groups on Twitter. And this lady was watching a Periscope that I did earlier this week, and she asked me if I wanted to be in her craft group, and I was like, sure. And so, and it's been fun, but like some of these people are on there like all the time, and they're messaging, and my phone is constantly going off. So it's kind of like, I need to just turn off the notifications, and then I can just go into the group when I have time. Okay, so here now I'm gluing everything down, and you did see that I pulled out a little green tag that says remember, and I put it to the left of the photos, and I'm gonna do my journaling on there, and I really, really like how this is turning out. I feel really good about it. And so now I'm thinking I need to, make the cluster up in the right-hand corner. I had this scrap piece of yellow polka dotted paper from the kit, or not kit, but from the collection. And then I had some more hearts and a couple other tags. So, and then this frame, and I really, really liked this frame. So I'm going to use this frame as the base. And then I have a couple other tags and things that I'm going to glue on top of the frame so that you don't notice that it's a frame, because it looked kind of funny just having a frame there randomly. Whoops, dropped my phone. So here I'm gluing down the frame, and then I'm gluing down that polka dotted piece of paper. Then I'm just cutting that journaling tag in half and placing it on that cluster. And then I'm going to glue down this other journaling tag, and I'm actually not going to do any journaling up here. It's just all for looks, and that's the reason why I put that the scalloped tag, I put it sideways so that you wouldn't even realize that there were like lines on it for journaling. So Max, what are you doing? He's like digging in my craft room. Max, stop it. Go. There's nothing in there. Oh my goodness, he's crazy. Okay, so now that I have that whole cluster done, let's see, so I added a heart and then also a little word phrase tag that says absolutely fabulous. Now here I pulled out this alpha, I believe it's from Dear Lizzie. And I am going to write out the title, and my thinking is, I don't remember what I first started out thinking. So I think I was going to have the title be His Favorite. and then do like colon or something and then chocolate. But I'm totally going to change that up because it just didn't sound good. And the way, Max, oh my goodness, stop. He found some old pants that I made for my husband that he never wore because they were kind of weird because I can't, make adult pants. And he's like sniffing them like crazy. Anyway, sorry, I'm very much tangenting, if that's even a word. So anyway, yeah, I decided I was thinking, well, maybe I could have the word chocolate go first, chocolate, and then colon his favorite, or, something like that. So here I'm just kind of writing out these words. But with the way I had the layers situated, there wasn't enough room for the word chocolate to fit on either one of those layers because I like my titles to be sitting on things usually. And so I was thinking I could sit it on one of those the top of the layers, but that didn't really work. So here I decide I'm going to write out the word gift. So his favorite gift, colon, chocolate. And but then here I'm deciding to put down the word gift, and I'm having it go straight. But then I'm like, well, but that looks funky because then there's a space between the photo because the photo's at a little bit of an angle. So then I put the word gift at an angle, but then there's this huge gap because I have the word favorite up above that layer of paper. Max, honestly, what are you doing? I don't know what he's searching for. Anyway, and so there's this huge gap. So I'm like, no, that's not going to work. So I pull up the word gift, but then I have this weird space in between the word gift and the photo. So I'm annoyed by that. And then I'm thinking, oh, okay, so you know what? I could just write out his favorite kind of gift and then have chocolate be right under it. But as you can tell, I'm trying to figure out what to do with the word chocolate because it's too long. So I'm thinking at this point that I'm going to put it down the side, but I just really don't like the way that looks. And so I'm going to kind of fiddle with that. Here I'm using my Teresa Collins little bitty stickers. I don't even know what they're called. Max. Oh my goodness, you guys, he's driving me crazy. They're just Teresa Collins alpha stickers. Basically, essential is what they're called. So after I do that, I decided, you know what, heck, I'm just going to put the title or the word chocolate down here because it fits. And I mean, it doesn't really bother me that the title is kind of disjointed, because you kind of want a space when you're saying this. So his favorite kind of gift, chocolate. And so you see his favorite kind of gift, and then at the bottom you see the word chocolate. So that's my reasoning, and that's how I made myself feel okay by how disjointed the title was. So here I pulled out a stamp, and it is, I wanted on the layout somewhere to say Happy Father's Day. I didn't want that to be the title because that's such a boring title, right? And so I was like, well, I have stamps that say Happy Father's Day on them. So I'm going to use just my black StazOn ink, and I'm going to stamp it in a few different places on the layout, and that's how you're going to know that it's Father's Day. So let's see, I ran off here again. And who knows where I went. I apologize. Sometimes I just kind of go off and do my own thing, even though I'm still recording. So here I'm trying to figure out where I want to stamp all of this phrase. So I put one right next to the word chocolate, and it's very, very light because I didn't want it to be so visible. And then I also do one right above that remember on the remember tag where I'm going to do my journaling. And then I also do one up in that top right hand cluster. Here I'm thinking, okay, I need something to deal with this space in between the title and the photo. So I used some of this washi tape that I just had sitting on my desk. I think it's from My Mind's Eye. And it's a floral. And then I'm done with the stamp, and so I'm going to put that away. And then I'm going to take my whole layout over to the sewing machine. And this is the funny part. So I'm going to be sewing, and my room is set up so that I have a separate sewing area. So I apologize, you can't actually see me sewing my layout. but I promise that's what I'm doing. Excuse me. And then I will come back and I'm going to show you something like right here. So I must have had an extra piece of paper behind my layout because once I got done sewing this very top embellishment cluster area, I realized, oh my goodness, I have another piece of paper behind there. So I had to sit down and cut that piece of paper off because there's no way I was going to undo all of those stitches and ruin the layout. So I just left that piece of paper on the back and I just taped it on. And you'll see when I'm showing you the back of the layout when I'm taping it up. Because what I like to do is I like to pull the threads through from to the back from the front, and then tape them on the back so then they don't come undone. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just off sewing my layout, and I really liked that idea from the sketch of the sewing. And so I sew kind of in the same places as the sketch does, but I kind of do it my own, my own thing. And one of the sewing areas kind of turns out crooked, but it's all good. So, okay, I hit my camera when I came back, so I apologize about that. So here you can see that little patch up in that bottom right-hand corner, which is actually the top right-hand corner, or yeah, right-hand corner. And that is where I had to cut off that piece of paper. So that was kind of crazy. So here I'm just pulling through the thread and then securing it with the washi tape. And I think I got that idea from Mercy TR. I think that's something that she does. And so I started doing that. And I'm using the top of my fine line bottle to pull the thread through, which is kind of probably weird, but whatever. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to finish up this layout. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to use some Heidi Swap Color Shine. Some Heidi Shine in the gold. And I'm just going to do that all over the layout. Well, in the top left-hand corner and then all down the side. And a little bit over by the journaling card and everything. And then I'm just going to sit down and write the journaling. And what I say is, Mark doesn't like to give me present ideas ever. So we gave him chocolate and he loved it. And honestly, this is the only picture that I think I have from that day. And I honestly don't know if we gave him anything else. So we probably didn't because he doesn't like to talk about what he wants. So thanks for watching, guys. We will see you again next week. Bye.